All right, hello everyone. We are back with the winners finals, fresh off the boat versus ESSA. We are currently up 2-0 for ESSA. We got a couple of early maps that I'm going to go ahead and fill out later, but they were Hidden 1 and Fremod 2 bans for fresh off the boat, DT4 and Fremod 4 bans for ESSA. First two picks, Fremod 1 and Nomod 5, going the way of ESSA, and this is their second pick, Nomod 3. I'm still Dio. I am still here with Exia. Exia, are you excited for winners finals?
I am so excited. This is probably the most hyped up match to this tournament. And also, can you stream for me, please?
Oh, yes, I can. Hold on 1 second.
All right, thank you.
Don't worry, we just got into the map. Not a lot to talk about so far in this one, as both teams still with quite a lot of combos left. Looks like 3 full combos for either team, and a trade of combos between MCY4 and Intercambing. Rectagon, worst HR player Dingleton, and MCY4 in for fresh off the boat. Malashevsky, Badu, Nahus, and Intercambing in for ESSA. This is a very good alt roster for ESSA. Malashevsky, Badu, Nahus are all very, very good at alt maps. Intercambing, no slouch either, but you will find the drop here, though, for ESSA. Malashevsky, however, still on the SS, and it is actually 3 full combos for fresh off the boat. Rectagon, burst HR player, and Dingleton still holding on to these FCs, and so it's looking good for fresh off the boat to retake a breakpoint so far. That said, still very early into this match, only a third of the way through the map.
And that's a break for Rectagon. So now it's 2 FCs to 2 with Malashevsky and Nahus on the side of ESSA. And worst Hard Rock player in Dingleton, keeping that high act, but Dingleton finds the break, and now that FC is gone from him. Worst Hard Rock player versus Malashevsky and Nahus is just going to have to be a battle for the scorer lead. But now worst Hard Rock player is going to find the break. No FCs on the side of fresh off the boat. MCY4 is the only solid combo for them to keep them in the game, but that goes away, and now it's all ESSA to keep them in the game.
Yeah, ESSA with Malashevsky on the SS still, and Intercambing on this reverse choke look poised to take a 3rd point in a row right now. This is a very, very solid performance for both of them already. I mean, if we saw this kind of combo from Intercambing in any of the other matches so far this weekend, this would be a carry performance. He'd be putting the team on his back. Unfortunately for him, Malashevsky exists on his team, and so it's going to be Malashevsky with the top score for now, unless we see a break for Malashevsky and Intercambing holds. Not going to be the case. Going to be the other way around. In fact, Intercambing with a break there on one of these harder patterns once again. It's a full team recovery, though, for fresh off the boat. Everybody on pretty solid combo right now. The lowest combo for MCY4 still on 400 plus combo. And so it's kind of all on this FC for Malashevsky right now. If he breaks this SS, it is going to go right on over to fresh off the boat. It's only a 200,000 score lead, but as long as Malashevsky holds, this score lead will still keep going the way of ESSA. There goes MCY4 and Rectagon, and that might just be the match. Worst HR player is going to drop as well, and so this 3rd map is going to be going the way of ESSA, starting us off 3-0 in this winners finals. They are looking extremely good the later this tournament goes, continuing to dominate even in the winners finals right now.
And just put all your eyes on Malashevsky. Just the ending part here is just, oh my goodness, these difficult ending parts are just so incredibly spaced. The spacing is just even more larger. These doubles are even faster, and he's still SSing. That wiggle pattern is hit. The SS drops, the combo drops, and I have no words. That is just incredible.
Like, what the hell was that? Okay, all right, man.
The revenge arc is incoming.
100, 150, and 1 miss from Malashevsky. That's it. A 1 miss score from Badu as well, I might add. Really, really good score from him, even though it's only around that 500k mark. I mean, the average scores in this lobby being as high as they are is really something else, but Malashevsky just on another level on this alt map. 1 miss right at the end, 99.82% accuracy. Bro's mad after roundtable. Bro's mad. He lost Corsace closed to MREC, lost roundtable to MREC. Bro said, nah, I'm done losing. Those scores go crazy. That was something else.
And he only got 100, 150. Like, like, where do you see that in any other match? It's just Malashevsky to do everything. Like, he's just great, this tournament player. But yeah, as you said, round table with Red Arc is incoming. He's out for blood now.
By the way, the bans are wrong at the moment. I'm going to be changing them to the actual bans for these two teams. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and just clear all of these picks, as all of these are just from the previous match. So there are your bans. It was the Hidden 1 and Fremod 2 bans from Fresh Off the Boat, DT4 and Fremod 4 bans from ESSA. First pick was to ESSA, and that was Fremod 1. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing Michael Jackson on stream. Maybe for the better. No VOD muted. Nomad 5
It's not DMC.
as the first pick for... Yeah, no DMCA. Nomad 5 first pick for Fresh Off the Boat did go the wrong way. Did go over to ESSA, and now ESSA's pick there with the Nomad 3 going their way as well gives us a 3-0 start to the match. It is going to be DT3 now. The picks for Fresh Off the Boat. This is their second pick, going with something a little bit different. This is a speed map, and I think this is a good pick for Fresh Off the Boat. You look at the team list, you see Fresh Off the Boat with players like Rekigon, like Caleb, like Window like Mega MK. All of these players are really, really good speed players, alongside Rhythmic RS, also a very, very good mechanics player. That's not to say that speed players don't exist on the side of ESSA. You do have players like Bartek, who I think is actually missing from this match. I don't think Bartek is here. But Malashevsky's still very, very good on this kind of high BPM burst speed. Nahus, Rafis, Intercambing, Arnold, all very good on these types of speed maps as well. So this is by no means a guaranteed pick, but I think just looking at the rosters, you have a lot more specialists for this kind of thing on the side of Fresh Off the Boat than you do for ESSA, who I think are more all-rounders who are good at speed rather than speed players like you have on the side of Fresh Off the Boat. I mean, Window Life and Caleb coming in for this are the speed players that are here to play this type of map for Fresh Off the Boat. These are the kinds of mechanic players you want in here. A little surprised to see Decaden Dingleton in for this one for Fresh Off the Boat. Not really known as a speed player or a tapping player, but I think very similar to players like Malashevsky, Intercambing, in that, you know, an all-rounder who is good at speed, and particularly like high BPM bursts, rather than, you know, like speed stamina, right? Speed streams, not really a strength for Dingleton, but this type of thing he can be good at as well. So excited to see how this map goes. I think this is going to set the tone for a lot of the rest of this match. If you lose this pick as Fresh Off the Boat, there's not a lot of other skill sets left in this map pool for you to really lean into. So I think this is a very crucial pick for Fresh Off the Boat. And if they lose this pick, I think you're going to see this match rapidly go the way of ESSA, even more so than the 3-0 start. So let's get into it. Let's see how things go.
I mean, if you look back in the match history, Nomad 5, for ESSA to win that was only a 70k score difference. So it could have been 2-1, but the performance from ESSA is just slightly better. But yeah, this DT3 is incredibly difficult. The bursts are very fast. Some aim control is incredibly required for these patterns to be hit, and Caleb finds a break. Rectagon as well, so only 2 FCs on the side of Fresh Off the Boat. I think Window Life missed a little bit earlier. Yeah, he did, and that combo is just it's all on the side. So just 4 full combos. Never mind. Nahus does not have a full combo, but 3 to 1 full combos is just incredible for the side of ESSA, and they can just run away with this right now.
Yeah, this is not how you want this pick to be going if you are Fresh Off the Boat. Window Life resetting as well. It's only Dingleton left with this FC for Fresh Off the Boat, and with a 3-way full combo on Malashevsky, Arnold, and Intercambing. That is not looking good. Arnold and Intercambing will trade, but there goes the last remaining FC for Dingleton on Fresh Off the Boat. It's Malashevsky with the only FC in the lobby. Nahus with a good reverse choke as well. Only down about 50-60 combo from Malashevsky's FC. Rekigon's the highest combo on the side of Fresh Off the Boat, and he cannot compare. It's a 600,000 score lead and climbing for ESSA. And this map is as good as over at this point. Even with the drop from Malashevsky, Nahus is still there to pick up the slack. Does find the slider break, but there's just not enough combo or score left in this map to make up a 700,000 score lead.
And it's already over before it started. Just the mindset from ESSA is just they just came in swinging. Like, that score lead is just incredible to see. 700k just destroying Fresh Off the Boat on that pick, and now Fresh Off the Boat is just backs against the wall. Even though it's 4-0, you don't have a point on the board.
Yeah, that is pretty devastating for Fresh Off the Boat. I mean, I guess you still have the DT3 or the DT2, excuse me, and you still have Nomad 2 if you want to go into tapping. But this is really tough shakes for Fresh Off the Boat. I feel like, again, you go into something a little bit different. You try and go into something like maybe the DT2 here. That map was a lot more team focused than I think people give it credit for. Just as a DT3, it's not necessarily your typical slot pooling for that slot in the double time free. This is still really, really a tough situation to be in if you are Fresh Off the Boat. I mean, you have a lot of really, really solid hidden players on the side of ESSA who, they have still yet to pick any of the hidden maps in this pool with 4 picks left to go. You have extremely good reading players on the side of ESSA. Not to say that there are bad reading players on the side of Fresh Off the Boat. That Nomad 5 was very close still. It's not like that was a blowout map, but it's not something that is particularly good for them either. So, yes, it was 70k on the Nomad 5, but do you really want to be picking low approach rate reading into a team with Malashevsky, Badu, and Arnold on it? And even then, intercamping was the top score on Nomad 5 for ESSA. So it's really, really tough for Fresh Off the Boat to win from this point. It is going to be Fremont 3 now for ESSA as well. And that is the anti-mod Fremont. We saw this in the previous match, so they are going to be going for the reading once again. If you pick the Nomad 5, it's CS7 AR6. Why not go for the similar pick in Fremont, right? Yes, it's grid snap style on Nomad 5. Yes, CS7 for everyone and low AR for everyone is very different from what you're going to see in this map, but it's still a very similar pick. You do have the ability to go hard rock for some players on Fresh Off the Boat, like Rectagon, for example, I think is definitely taking the hard rock on this one. But you also have some players coming in for ESSA who are going to be really strong on hard rock or hidden hard rock. For example, Zudinator is most definitely taking hidden hard rock on this, maybe hard rock only, but I'm expecting hidden hard rock for her. Yeah, this is a really good pick for ESSA in the same way that it becomes a better pick for Fresh Off the Boat, just because you have other players on ESSA who are really strong on hard rock and hard rock precision in particular. So it's another tough pick for Fresh Off the Boat to win. ESSA up 4-0 in this match, and this winners finals is looking to be a blowout unless Fresh Off the Boat can start playing up to the level of ESSA, who is just gaming right now.
Yeah, I mean, the roster here is pretty strong for the Fremont 3 on the side of Fresh Off the Boat. Rectagon, worst hard rock player, MCY4, and Caleb. But on the side of ESSA, Malashevsky, Badu, intercamping, Zudinator, incredible on the anti-mods. And as you said, Zudinator might get that score multiplier for the hidden hard rock, and we do see the hidden hard rock come through. And I don't think anyone else has a double mod for them. Caleb is gonna have to restart the client because Caleb doesn't have a mod on.
Oh, likely the hidden for Caleb. I'm gonna assume that's hidden. I will go ahead and panic anyway.
Yep, hidden. Hidden is there, waiting for Bad Show to calibrate all the combos, but it looks like Caleb has broken in the beginning, and Rectagon as well. Badu as well breaking in the beginning. And that's interesting. I mean, the reverse choke method might come into play here. MCY4 does find a break, but we're already done 1/3 of the map, as this map is incredibly short, and it looks like the advantage is for ESSA.
Yeah, again, ESSA out to an early lead. Caleb going to be missing on the hidden as well, and now the only full combo left on worst HR player. Very, very good low AR hidden player for fresh off the boat. 99.5 accuracy for worst HR player right now, dropping down to 99, but again, hidden Hard Rock FC for Zudinator, hidden FC for Malashevsky, and a really good reverse choke for Badu on the hidden as well. You know, Rectagon, worst HR player, can only do so much right now against the two-way FC plus a matching reverse choke for Badu to stuff Rectagon's combo down the drain. I mean, this is just domination from ESSA in every single map that has been played so far. Malashevsky is going to miss. Rectagon had already traded it out. Yes, it's a full combo for not an FC, but what are you going to do when Zudinator still has this hidden Hard Rock full combo going on for ESSA? Just absolutely ridiculous scores from multiple players on this team. 700k plus for Malashevsky on the hidden. Badu going to be up above 800k. Zudi with the hidden Hard Rock full combo on this free mod 2 or free mod 3 as well. And yes, there's a matching FC on worst HR player, but the 400k scores from MCY4 and Caleb, they would have been really good in any other match this weekend, but they just won't do in winners finals, where the quality of player, the caliber of team is just that much higher.
And ESSA is just incredibly dominating. They're just comfortable in everything that Fresh Off the Boat throws at them. Zudinator with a hidden Hard Rock FC, 98.29%. You don't see that every day, but Zudinator here to show us that she is one of the best players in this lobby right here. And if we look at the map pool selection, I don't even think there's anything for Fresh Off the Boat. If I could think of something, maybe Hard Rock 1 for the aim, but it's just incredibly difficult to say what map is like good for these players, because just everyone is so incredibly talented, everyone is so mechanically skilled that they could just do anything. But Hard Rock 3 comes through, and it is the alt Hard Rock map.
I seem to remember, by the way, in qualifiers when we were looking at team performances, that ESSA was missing like 2 of their players in qualifiers. They just weren't playing with multiple people in qualifiers. I'm gonna go ahead and check that real quick also, but yeah, I don't think they had like multiple of their players in qualifiers, and I think that's part of the reason why Fresh Off the Boat was #1 seed. Unfortunately, they just ESSA kind of popping off here in winners finals where it counts. And as important as qualifiers is, the later stages of the tournament are what really matter, and ESSA is here to show that. It is going to be, like you said, the Hard Rock 3 pick for Fresh Off the Boat. I do think this is a good pick for Fresh Off the Boat. You have a lot of very good Hard Rock players on this team. Rectagon, Katen, MCY4, Mega MK, worst HR player, despite the name, is actually very good on Hard Rock Tech and Alt, like this map is. So I think this is still a good pick for them. That said, any pick is going to be an uphill battle against this squad from ESSA, who is just filled with some of the best tournament players the game has ever seen. Malashevsky intercamping Badu, and Gnahu's going to be the lineup for ESSA. Gnahu's really coming into his own in the last year since OWC 2022. Put up very, very good scores for Team Poland in the last OWC, but not at the level that we are seeing from him here. And I think the climb to top 5 earlier this year really did a lot of good for Gnahu's in terms of his skill cap and consistency, because you can just see the results in this tournament. He is popping off at pretty much every turn in this match as well. You know, not to the level that somebody like Malashevsky is, but that is the absolute highest bar to set for yourself. Gnahu's, as another asset for Team Poland in OWC, is just looking so incredibly good. But do intercamming as well on this map are going to be very, very good for ESSA. So I am Really looking forward to seeing the scores from both teams on this one. I want to see Fresh Off the Boat take a point. I want to see the pop-off from some of their players who are lesser known for tournaments, like Window Life, for example, who had a really, really good showing in North America tournament, as well as Rectagon, North America tournament champion, worst HR player in MCY4, some of the best alt and tech players on Hard Rock in the game right now. Can they bring it home on this Hard Rock 3 pick? Because if they don't, ESSA's got next pick, and they are going to go for the throat. It's an early miss for MCY4, and aside from that, Nahu's going to be trading it out for ESSA. Malashevsky on a reverse choke as well. Window Life and Intercamping trading the breaks. Rectagon going to break, as well as Badu and Malashevsky and worst HR player. It's a full reset for both teams. Come with advantage on MCY4 over Nahu's going into this lower section of the map.
And those flow requirements for all these players, it's so incredibly difficult to combo this map. But yeah, the advantage on Fresh Off the Boat, MCY4 Bancho break. I thought it was a real break, something uncharacteristic for him to break on. But yeah, nothing too difficult in this midsection. But when we get to the Ki, the diff bump is incredibly high, and we get into even more flow. And the side, ESSA just has a little bit of combo, and that's just with the only combo trying to compare to MCY4, but just the supporting combos from Fresh Off the Boat. It's just keeping them in the game, and it looks like none of them are willing to break here. But now the flow comes in. MCY4 finds the break on the first set of flow, and it's looking like Fresh Off the Boat is staying comfortable on this. Malashevsky, Intercamming, and Nahus. They're finding combos now. Badu trying to find his footing on the flow, but the streams are not helping him whatsoever, and it's looking like it's going to be the point of Fresh Off the Boat. They finally get themselves on the board, and it's 1-5, but ESSA is just so far into the lead.
And you can see some frustration, especially from Badu on that map. I think a low roll for Badu for sure on that map. We know him to be a better alt player than that score indicates. Yeah, some frustration in chat too at this point.
Where's the chat? I do you see?
Oh, he's key spamming and typed inshallah in all caps in chat. But yeah, that guy is very frustrated with himself. Really, really solid team score from Fresh Off the Boat, though. Everybody above, I believe it was above 500k on that map for every single member. Yeah, everyone above 550k. So Intercamping and Badu just not up to the task on that map, it seems. And everyone on Fresh Off the Boat really, really on the same page with that one, putting up very solid scores. And that's the kind of gameplay you need to have in winners finals here. The standards are just that much higher between the top two teams in the tournament, and that's kind of how it is in these open rank international 4v4 team size 8. You get these really, really strong super teams at the very top of the standings for the tournament, and pretty much everybody else is hard pressed to play up to that level because the concentration of good tournament players on these teams is just unreal, and you can see it from ESSA in this match. Still up 5-1. So even with that pick, like you said, from Fresh Off the Boat going their way, you know, ESSA doesn't have to take breakpoints. They can just win their own picks. They don't need to really do anything special here. They're going to go with Nomad 1. Not sure that I agree with this pick. It is something different. They have a lot of good aim players on the side of ESSA. That said, there's a lot of really good aim mechanics players on the side of Fresh Off the Boat, too. So I don't know that I 100% agree with this pick, but I think it's still good for
on the stream right there, so it will give advantage for Fresh Off the Boat. And now the supporting combos and the full combos for Fresh Off the Boat are going to continue building up that lead, but MCY4 with the most important full combo break right there is going to give the advantage to ESSA. And now ESSA can just hopefully build the combo, build the accuracy so they can win this map.
Yeah, it's going to start going their way pretty quickly here. We're into the 1/3 section. This is where we saw a lot of drops in accuracy in the previous match. None of these players really dropping all that much ac right now, though, as everyone's still holding on to their combos. Zudinator will drop, miss aim on the 1/3. It looked like a missed tap there as well. Dropped a lot of accuracy, so combo lead back over to Fresh Off the Boat. Double 800 combo from Worst HR player and Dingleton to support that FC from Rectagon. It's still crucial that Rectagon holds and matches the FC from Malashevsky for as long as possible, but Worst HR player and Dingleton are doing a lot to bring this score over to their side. It's not a big score lead, but Nahus is going to miss as well, and now those are two uncontested high supporting combos for Fresh Off the Boat. This is why I thought this pick was a little suspect from ESSA, is because this kind of thing can always happen on Nomad 1. It doesn't matter how strong your aim roster is on paper, because maps like this are RNG, and they have been considered so for years in the tournament scene. Rectagon, Worst HR player, and Dingleton continuing to hold. Worst HR player will drop here. Last PI section. Rectagon drops as well. Big score lead for Fresh Off the Boat. It's 200k. Malashevsky still on the FC, and Dingleton with 1200 combo, though. It should be enough to hold off this FC from Malashevsky, but it's going to be close by the end of the map. Closing in is the score lead for ESSA right now. But Fresh Off the Boat should be able to hold on. More misses to come from Intercamping, and the rest of the supporting combos mean that MCY4 and Dingleton with these high combos for Fresh Off the Boat are going to be enough to win them their second point in this match. And suddenly, Exia, the tables are turned.
I think their mental's back. They found something deep, and they are trying to fight back ESSA. It's 2-5. It's still possible, and they have the next
FC,
pick. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, Malashevsky with the FC. Only 100. He didn't SS.
1-100.
1-100, bro.
That's actually nuts. Unfortunately, it's not a 1v1, man. It's 4v4. But holy hell, that is a full combo and a half from Malashevsky. Not enough with the double 700k from Rectagon and Dingleton. And just better supporting scores from MCY4 and Worst HR player as well. I mean, even the worst score on Fresh Off the Boat from Worst HR player is better than the next best score to Malashevsky on the side of ESSA. Zudinator just under that 590k mark. And now we get yet another very different type of map in this DT2. We haven't seen a pure speed pick yet from either of these teams, and this is going to be our first one, this double time 2. After the DT3, again, you have to be a little hesitant if you're Fresh Off the Boat, but I think this one favors them more. It's much speedier, much burstier, and you know, that DT3 was very aim focused. Not the case for this DT2, at least not as much.
I mean, for this DT2, 240 BPM, and the streams are considered more longer and more burstier, as you said. But if we look at the map pool, we have half of the Nomads are gone. Still with the Nomad 2 stream map, Nomad 4, all the hiddens are still there. So ESSA still has kind of some picks for them. The Hard Rock 1, the Hard Rock 2. I think if anyone picks the Hard Rock 1, Fresh Off the Boat wins that. Hard Rock 2, I don't actually know, because that light tech Hard Rock 2 precision is very hard for these players. But you know, this is just top class Osu that is being played right now, and since that Fresh Off the Boat is making a comeback, we don't even know what's gonna happen in this match anymore.
I mean, it's still a pretty decisive lead for ESSA right now. If Fresh Off the Boat can consolidate their last breakpoint, I think you start to favor them a lot more. But if they lose this pick, it is still really, really likely that ESSA wins. You know, 5 points for ESSA means that if Fresh Off the Boat loses their pick once more, it's suddenly match point, and you have to be very, very scared for them. Because Fresh Off the Boat still has the hidden 2, still has the hidden 3. I think those are pretty much death blows for Fresh Off the Boat if ESSA decides to go for them with how strong their low AR rating roster is. I mean, we already saw the difference in comfort on the Fremont 3 earlier in this match. So I want to see Fresh Off the Boat win this pick. I want to see them pick into more of the hard rocks and the aim consistency, especially after that Nomad 1. They looked so much more comfortable on the Nomad 1, much bigger combos for them. Yes, it was a little close at the end because of the FC from Malashevsky, but that was the one standout score that ESSA had. Everyone else was a lower score than every member on Fresh Off the Boat, so the comfort clearly there on those aim consistency picks, and on something like that Hard Rock 1, I think that would be a really good next pick for Fresh Off the Boat, and something that ESSA is definitely not picking into after the Nomad 1. That said, it all hinges on this DT3 for Fresh Off the Boat. They give this one up. ESSA has match point and next pick, and it is likely game over. So this is the turning point. If there is one in this match, it's got to be here on this DT3 for Fresh Off the Boat. Early miss for Malashevsky. These longer 270 BPM bursts and streams. I mean, those are just straight up streams at 270 BPM. Malashevsky, as good at speed as he is not a speed stream player, and you can see it in the accuracy.
And Window Life is still on the SS. We are almost halfway done the map. He's still SSing, and the combo and accuracy lead is slightly on the side of Fresh Off the Boat, but that score lead is just dwindling in the middle. Going back and forth. Nahus with a huge break right there. Caleb breaking as well, and it's just 2 FCs to 2. It depends on Ractagon. Window Life for the side of Fresh Off the Boat. Malashevsky finds a crucial break there. Or Arnold and Intercambing is just trying to hold on. The lead is so in favor of ESSA, and there has to be breaks on the side of ESSA if Fresh Off the Boat wants to win this.
They do have a little bit of a combo lead for Fresh Off the Boat. There goes Intercambing, though, and that's a big combo lead now. Dingleton will drop. Whoa. Arnold will drop the second FC, though, and now it's Rectagon and Window Life hard carrying this map for Fresh Off the Boat. Dingleton and Caleb will miss again, but so will the members of ESSA, and Rectagon Window Life will beast mode their way through the end of this map. 98.7 accuracy for Window Life on this pick is just absurd accuracy. Rectagon finally drops at the end here. Drops the FC, goes down to 94 AC, but that is the full combo from Window Life. That's why you put this man on the team, to come in for these speed picks and win you the map. That FC, big boost of confidence, if nothing else, for Fresh Off the Boat. Almost a million team score difference on this double time 3. And they are really going to be wanting to go into more of those tapping maps after this one, I think. Maybe we can look towards a Nomad 2 after this. There's not really any other speed maps left in the pool, but that score is something else.
That's just crazy. The 270 BPM tapping requirement to even dev stream that is just incredible. Window Life coming in clutch for the team. And now the score's looking really close now. But ESSA has the next pick, so they're going to have to pick something very important, because this next map probably picks the momentum for any of these teams. Like, if Fresh Off the Boat wins this next map, the momentum's for them. And ESSA has to win this map to stay in it, because it seems like they're starting to lose their momentum from the beginning. Like 5-0 from the start, and now it's looking like 3-5. No, like 3 in a row for Fresh Off the Boat. It's crazy.
They are popping off. This is what you need. This is the change in momentum that needed to happen for Fresh Off the Boat. We were calling it out after the 5-0 start for ESSA that, you know, if you continue to lose picks like this, if you don't play up to the level that ESSA is playing at, you're just going to have a hard time regardless. It's going to be Hard Rock 2 actually for ESSA right now. And, you know, we were talking about the Hard Rock 1 pick potentially for Fresh Off the Boat, the aim consistency there. There's a heavy dose of that kind of aim consistency in this map as well. But this is CS 6.5. It is light tech. It's not necessarily the same style of aim consistency that you find in a Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, DT1, right? It's a little bit less of that and more of just pure precision in this map, with a lot of other styles of patterns, a lot of really tricky flow aim in this map as well. It is a tech map, all things said and done. I want to look at the Fremod 3 that we saw earlier in this map. It was Zoodinator with the hidden Hard Rock full combo and a 550k from Intercambing on the Hard Rock there. Rectagon and MCY4, the 2 Hard Rock players for Fresh Off the Boat on that Fremod 3, were down below Intercambing's score. He was the bottom score for ESSA on that free mod 3 with Hard Rock, and he still outperformed Recting on an MCY4, the Hard Rock players, for fresh off the boat. So I think on the precision in particular, you can definitely favor ESSA, and I think with the tech focus this map has as well, it's very good for players like Malashevsky and Badu, who is coming in once again for this type of techie precision pick. I think this is a good pick for ESSA. If you are the team who is in the lead, who is bleeding these points right now, you need to stop the momentum, and I think this is a good way of doing so for ESSA. That said, if you are getting nervous at all, if you are having a tough time controlling those nerves against fresh off the boat for some of these players, something like this high circle size precision pick might not be the best choice. We're going to see how it works out, though. Fresh off the boat with some very good precision tech players themselves. Rectagon, Worst HR player, MCY4 in particular, all very, very good Hard Rock tech players. Dingleton as well, a very good tech player in general. I don't know him for precision in particular. I may just be misinformed on that one, but is a very good tech player for sure, so definitely not questioning the inclusion of him on this roster. Rectagon with a very, very early slider break. I don't think it'll amount to much. An early miss for Badu as well. Again, I think probably not going to change all that much here, as ESSA and Fresh Off the Boat both off to pretty good starts on this relatively tech-focused precision pick.
And we have to consider the momentum for Fresh Off the Boat, because it could just create some sparks. Like the fire in their hands right now is starting to build up. Like they're coming out hot off of these 3 maps. Dingleton and Zudinator trade right there, so no difference in the combo and scores right there. And I think it's just starting to build up now. The Ki, the more difficult sections are starting to come in. Dingleton, Rectagon, fine breaks on
Malashevsky as
the
well.
more difficult part.
And intercamping now. Everyone breaking in this section, aside from Worst HR players. Zudinator holding combo from earlier in the map, but she's not on the FC. Worst HR player is. He's continuing to hold on to this FC, and that's the most important score right now for Fresh Off the Boat. This attempt to stop the momentum from ESSA is failing right now as Zudinator finds another drop, but Zu not able to hold on to the FC. Malashevsky's on a recovered combo, but Rectagon is matching it. Even if Worst HR player drops, it should still be okay for Fresh Off the Boat for now. That said, the longer he holds, the bigger the score lead gets. We're closing in on the 100k mark, and the longer that Worst HR player continues to just pop off, the better it is for Fresh Off the Boat. Malashevsky, intercamping, Zudinator all dropping. MCY4 and Dingleton traded it early on, but Worst HR player and Rectagon are just pulling more than their own weight right now, putting the team on their backs and holding on to combo when it counts. Worst HR player in particular, full comboing half of this map already, continuing to do so through the cut stream there as well, holding through the doubles, intercamping, finding the miss as well, trading it with Dingleton. Badu is now on the best combo for ESSA, but he still can't match up to either Worst HR player or Rectagon. Worst HR player does drop that FC though, and this is the chance that ESSA needs to bring this back. It's a 200,000 score lead with Rectagon still on the best combo in the lobby, but look at the multiple combos for ESSA. Badu, Malashevsky, Zudinator all on better combo than any supporting score for Rectagon right now, so he has to hold for this lead to stay on the side of Fresh Off the Boat or pray for misses from those big 3 combos on the side of ESSA.
I think it's looking more comfortable on the side of Fresh Off the Boat, but that makes Rectagon still with a pretty high combo right there, intercamming, dropping, but that combo isn't that huge. So Worst Hard Rock player and Rectagon have to step up to the plate to keep this lead, but it looking like Badu and Malashevsky are starting to build their momentum again. They're trying to stop the momentum still for Fresh Off the Boat as Rectagon is starting to catch fire, but no, he gets extinguished from this pattern. And now the combos from Fresh Off the Boat just disappear. Malashevsky, the only high combo, is trying to get ESSA their point right here.
If he can hold, he may be able to bring this back. There's still a little less than a quarter of the map to go. Still a lot of combo here. It's less than a 100,000 score lead for Fresh Off the Boat. MCY4 does have a little bit of combo. It's being close to matched by intercamping, but there is still a little bit left on MCY4 to try and stave off the advance from Malashevsky. More breaks from Rectagon and Dingleton mean Malashevsky's combo means more and more, but there it goes on the slider break, and there goes the chance of an ESSA win on this map. MCY4 to hold off the advance with this combo at the end of the map and supplement the 2 best scores on the team from Rectagon and Worst HR player. Malashevsky top scoring in the lobby once again on this map, but all for naught as ESSA not able to take this pick, and that is now 5 in a row to start us off from ESSA and 4 in a row to clutch out a nearly tied game state from Fresh Off the Boat, looking to tie us up with their next pick. And after Hard Rock 2 going their way, Nomad 1 going their way, DT2 going their way, you have so much to choose from. You can go for the Hard Rock 1. You can try something like the Nomad 2. There's a lot of mechanics picks left in this match, and it is going to be that Nomad 2 pick from Rectagon.
And this Nomad 2 is mapped from It's Winter, and if you know what It's Winter's maps are for streams, you know you're going to be flowing, you know you're going to be dev streaming, and this is incredibly dev streamy for this type of map. The 210 BPM dev stream requirement for this map is just incredibly difficult, but we thought it was going to be a blowout from like the first 4 points. After we saw that 5th point, we thought it was over, but Fresh Off the Boat just doubting everyone wrong. And it's looking like we might see a tiebreaker. It's possible, but the momentum shift for Fresh Off the Boat is just so in their favor right now.
Forget a tiebreaker. 4 in a row for Fresh Off the Boat is looking like a clean closeout right now. It's a little early to say that it's going to be that closeout for Fresh Off the Boat, but they are looking on fire in the back half of this match. It was ESSA who started off so strong, and Fresh Off the Boat warming up as this match has gone on have just looked impeccable in the later stages of this match. It's yet again another tapping map for Fresh Off the Boat, but like you said, very, very flow aim focused. Its winter maps tend to not be quite as straightforward as a lot of other Nomad 2s that we see in the tournament scene, like Knowledge King Nomad 2s, for example. Yeah. Winter Nomad 2s tend to be a lot more interesting in the stream shapes and the curvature. We talk about stream spacing. There's a lot of acceleration and deceleration midstream in its winter maps compared to the discrete acceleration and deceleration that you find in Knowledge King maps, where you go from low spacing to high spacing on one note in a Knowledge King map. You get just accel streams and decel streams kind of flowing through the acceleration and deceleration in winter maps. Whereas on Knowledge King streams, you tend to have the same curve, and it's relatively low curvature, just a slight curve to the stream. In winter maps, you tend to have really high curvature, super tight curves, and a lot of changing curvature in these streams as well. So changing from really tight to really wide stream angles and stream curves throughout this map. So it is much more complex, much more difficult on the flow aim. In addition to being 210 BPM death streams, you have to be so comfortable with the tapping and the flow aim in this map to get a good score. Whereas Window Life on the last map in that DT3 pulled off the full combo based on just the speed prowess. I think it's going to fall on some of the more well-rounded members of Fresh Off the Boat this time around to pull off the high combo scores on this Nomad 2, because you can already see a lot of the acceleration, deceleration that we were talking about, the changes in stream direction, the changes in stream curvature going through, even in the intro to this map as we start off with a little bit of a light warm-up for this Nomad 2. Nothing super long yet, as now we get into some of the real stream patterns in this map. Here's those accel, decel streams. Here's those tight curves that we're talking about. Everyone's still holding on to a really good combo. It's an early break for Arnold, but no one else dropping the combo at all so far, and it's an early score lead for Fresh Off the Boat based off that early choke for Arnold. Rectagon will find the slider break, though, and now combo lead for ESSA. MCY4 dropping as well. It's Dingleton and Window Life against 3 full combos and the reverse choke on Arnold, and this is suddenly looking very bad for Fresh Off the Boat as ESSA continue to combo through this map.
And this might be very bad for Fresh Off the Boat. It looks like ESSA is just so comfortable in this Rectagon, still finding breaks left and right. MCY4 trying to build that supporting combo. It's just looking like no one's trying to miss here. Like Rectagon with those early misses. I mean, he's fighting mid misses too, in the middle misses too. MCY4 with the middle miss as well. And the two as you said, the 2 to 3 FCs and the reverse choke from Arnold. And as we get into the more difficult part, Nahus finds a crucial break, but not enough to give advantage to Fresh Off the Boat. You still have 2 full combos and the reverse choke from Arnold, and it's just staying equal right now. No full advantage to any team right now.
Again, like you said, the combos from Rectagon and MCY4 are about able to match the combo from Arnold. A chain miss from Nahus does give a little bit of score over, but it's still a 250,000 score lead almost for ESSA right now. These full combos from Window Life and Dingleton are crucial to the success of Fresh Off the Boat. If either of them miss, it is basically over. Same goes, however, for Malashevsky and Intercamping. MCY4 is finding a lot of chain misses, though. And that's now nearly 300k. Intercamping misses during the slower section during the jumps. And now Window Life and Dingleton have the opportunity to take this map back during the very ending of the pick. Rectagon still holding high combo as well, but MCY4 is chain missing, and that might just be enough to keep it on the side of ESSA. I don't think it would have been enough even without those chain misses for MCY4, though, as the combo density here at the end of the map just not quite high enough to bring this score back. And that is going to be another break point for ESSA on this No Mod 2, 6-4 in this best of 13. 1 pick left for each team, and ESSA with the next pick, with their last pick in this match, are going to be attempting to close this one out. Double full combo for Fresh Off the Boat on Window Life and Dingleton. 1 FC for Malashevsky on the side of ESSA with really, really good accuracy, I might add. 6 100s for him on this map. But it's just not quite enough for Fresh Off the Boat, even with that 2-way FC. Rectagon and MCY4 just having too much trouble compared to the double 800k supporting scores from Intercamping and Arnold.
And they stopped the momentum from Fresh Off the Boat, and now, as you said, ESSA has to pick a map to put them away. Put it away before things get out of hand, because if that breakpoint comes through, you might be standing at the door of tiebreaker, and you're still seeing the tech in the pool. The Hard Rock one might be a good pick for Fresh Off the Boat if we ever get to that point, but the breakpoint needs to come through. The DT1 consistency, the DT4 tech. And I think, was Fremont 2 banned?
DT4 was also banned. I don't know why it's not showing the bans here. That's very odd. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't showing the bans. That's very weird. I definitely put them there at the start of the match. I don't know why they weren't there all this time. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Gosu. And it is going to be Hidden 2 now, by the way. Hidden 2, the last pick for ESSA, and this is a very, very good pick for them. I don't know what else to say about this one. You look at the rosters for these teams, right? And you say, okay, very, very good mechanics roster for Fresh Off the Boat. You have players like Rectagon, like Bismic RS, like Caleb, MCY4, Window Life, Mega MK. You have really good tech players on this team as well, like Decaton and Worst HR player and some of the other previously mentioned players as well. But there's nobody on this team who just stands out as an extremely good low AR hidden reading player. Maybe players like Worst HR player, for example. MCY4 is okay on this kind of stuff as well, but not to the level of the roster of ESSA. Bartek isn't even here, but they still have Malashevsky, Nahus, Intercamping, Arnold, and Badu for low approach rate reading. Those are 5 of the best low approach rate reading players in the tournament scene right now. This is their pocket pick, this Hidden 2. There's a reason they saved this for last, and it's not because it's a weak pick for them. They wanted to use this to close the match out. And they're going to attempt to do so here. Rectagon, Worst HR player, Caleb, and Mega MK in for Fresh Off the Boat. Malashevsky, Intercamping, and Arnold in for ESSA right now. I have to assume it's probably not Badu actually for this map. This map is 220 BPM, so I'm going to assume it's Nahus coming in as the last member right now. No, it is actually Badu. Okay.
Oh.
I'm interested to see exactly how well he can do on this. You know, this map is only 6 stars. It's 220 BPM, sure, but it's only a 6-star. And Badu's reading is so good that I don't know it'll matter all that much what the BPM is on this one. We're going to see exactly how much it matters, though. Going into potentially the last map of this match, last pick for ESSA. going for the win, going for a guaranteed top 2 and winner's bracket advantage in the grand finals, as well as a free ride to that grand finals, completely avoiding the loser's bracket finals versus the winner of Sleep Accommodation versus Halcyon. So they definitely want this win for both of these teams. It's been a tense match. 5 in a row for ESSA to start us off. 4 in a row for Fresh Off the Boat right after that. But now, 1 pick for ESSA could potentially win this match. It's a lot of early breaks to come out from the side of ESSA, actually. Intercabbing and Malashevsky both breaking quite a bit, but Dew already having broken as well. FC's on Arnold, Mega MK, worst HR player, and Rectigon right now. Little bit of an early miss for Caleb as well on the side of Fresh Off the Boat. The score lead in their direction at the moment.
And we aren't even at the most difficult parts of the map. Mega MK does break on some of the easier sections of the map, so combo advantage towards ESSA, but the score lead, the early score lead advantage for Fresh Off the Boat just keeps them in the game for just a little bit. But Dew is trying to build his accuracy back up again, but now we get into more linear patterns, and these patterns can note lock you so hard because of the OD8 in this map, and it's just it's starting to look pretty comfortable for both of these teams. No advantage to either of them right now.
Another break comes out for Fresh Off the Boat. It is on Caleb. We do still have the double full combo for Rectigon and worst HR player, though. Mega MK on a good recovered combo. And only 1 FC for Arnold on the side of ESSA right now. It is still good recovered combo for Malashevsky and Badu on that reverse choke. So combo advantage to ESSA, and you can see that score lead starting to pull over to the right-hand side of the screen. If they're able to hold, they are going to be able to win this pick. We're only halfway through, so quite a lot of map left at this point. Despite the double FC for Fresh Off the Boat, it's not going to be enough. They need some misses to come through for ESSA, but it's misses for Fresh Off the Boat once again. Mega MK and Caleb finding that two-way miss. And all 4 members of ESSA holding strong. Rectigon going to drop the full combo as well for Fresh Off the Boat. It's only worst HR player against the world. Arnold matching the FC. Malashevsky, Badu, and Intercabbing all with big combo means score lead instantly to the side of ESSA. Malashevsky will drop, but that's a drop in a bucket of water compared to the ocean that is the rest of ESSA's combo. Arnold, Badu, and Intercabbing still holding, and Arnold matching that FC from worst HR player. The only way that Fresh Off the Boat can win this is if all 3 remaining combos on ESSA drop, and that is a very big ask of a team whose strength of roster on this Hidden 2 is unmatched in the entire rest of the tournament, and there's very little time left for that miss to happen. Worst HR player needs it to come through by the time his score hits about 800k, and that moment is rapidly approaching. Can it happen? Can they find the misses? And can worst HR player hold at the same time? Malashevsky and Badu will find the drops, but Intercabbing and Arnold are still going strong, and there goes worst HR player, and there goes the winners finals over to ESSA, 7-4.
It was a valiant effort for Fresh Off the Boat, getting 4 in a row and trying to compete with the Nomad 2, the Hidden 2, but the roster of ESSA is just too strong for them to compete on this Hidden 2, and it is winner's bracket ticket to the grand finals. ESSA is now guaranteed top 2. Fresh Off the Boat will go against Sleep Accommodation and Halcyon.
Yeah, it was looking like a really close match there in the middle, with Fresh Off the Boat taking 4 points in a row, but ESSA taking that break point on the Nomad 2, completely changing the course of the match. If Fresh Off the Boat had won that Nomad 2, we would have likely seen that Hard Rock 1 last pick, and it could have gone to tiebreaker, but it was simply not meant to be. And instead, ESSA will be your winners finals champions. They will move on to the grand finals directly. No need to go through that losers bracket. and they will also get that winner's bracket advantage for the bracket reset in grand finals if they end up needing it. Very, very solid performance from this team. Still missing Bartek and Rafis, by the way. They played as 6 and were still able to win 7-4 in that match. I think both teams were missing a couple of players. I think that was 6v6 actually, and not a 6v7 or a 6v8. So both teams on 6 players, and ESSA able to come out on top just by strength of roster. The all-rounders on this team are so good, and they are able to win their ticket to grand finals because of it. That is it for the finals today. We will have, again, the losers bracket, I suppose, semifinals tomorrow. It's going to be between Sleep Accommodation and Halcyon. That is going to be at 15 UTC Sunday. So come back 15 UTC Sunday to see who fresh off the boat is facing off against in the losers bracket finals next weekend. Until then, thank you all for watching. Congratulations to ESSA for punching their ticket to grand finals, and good luck to fresh off the boat in that losers bracket finals next weekend. That's it for us. We'll see you all tomorrow at 15 UTC.
Bye-bye.